So I'm here with Michael Knott Palmer, and I'm just it's a pleasure for me to be here to be able to ask you some questions and speak to you. I've been following you for a while now, and you've inspired me to keep going and look into things a bit differently, and I just want to be able to ask you some questions that may reach out to the youth or anybody out there that's dealing with incarceration or coming home and things like that, and how things is back in society. So I just want to ask you, you've been out a while now, and how long have you been out?
Well, come the 23rd of this month. First of all, I want to thank you again. And it's always an honor and a privilege. Anytime my life can make a difference, or even if I touch one soul, like I always say, I'm content. Because touching that one soul, which is you are getting ready to start and venture out, and you have a following, which I know, and I hope that my story can resonate to those that are teenagers and youngsters. With that, I take a pleasure. Come on, the 23rd of this month, it's going to make 3 years that I've been home. I've been home on dry land. And I say dry land because in my mind, I looked at prison, that I was away in the wilderness. I was away in the waters. But now I'm back on dry land in society.
So when you say society, it's perfect. It like actually lines up with my next question, and I just wanted to know about with society, with you being back here for 3 years going on, is there anything that you've learned about society that might have just anything that might be anything different from before you went in and when you came back?
Well, to be honest with you, man, and I don't want to sound like this, like prisoners glamour, but people in society today are very disrespectful. Inside the penitentiaries, respect is something that is held in high standards. And if you're not respectful to one another, it can be catastrophic. Society has changed tremendously because remember, I've been away 3 decades. And to be really and truthful, people have gotten worse in regards to how they regards to each other. Mm-hmm. But on the overall, being at where I was at, I know how to circumvent. Mm-hmm. So that's how I would answer that. That's how I would say that. I know how to circumvent, go around. Sometimes I'm human, sometimes I allow my emotions to supersede my intellect. And that's bad because I've been in a few road rage, and that's a bad thing. I'll talk to you about that later on, though. But that's a bad thing.
Yes. So you feel like it's been hard or smooth coasting? What you think?
Well, at first when that question was asked of me 3 years ago, I told everybody that the biggest challenge was the iPhone. Now I got a Pro Max and I still don't know how to use it, which I have to enroll in a class to learn how to use it. And that's because when it comes to computers, you have to literally sit there and play with it and dedicate the time. Because I'm always ripping and running, I didn't give it the time, but now I have to give it the time because I'm going to be using it. I'm going to be using it for my to edit my books and to get my books and everything prepared.
Okay. All right. And this might be a tough question, I'm not sure, but would you is there anything that you would change if you could about your life now? And I don't necessarily say change about your life now because obviously you've changed over the years and you back to society. So what is it that you have changed or would want to change about things now?
As you know, we can't change the world, We can only change ourselves. What I try to do now is I try to lead by example. Yeah, I heard somebody said that they were part of the problem. Now they want to be part of the solution. Well, I was a destructor. I'm not going to get into fine details of what, and I'm not going to be like some dudes where they did this. I was a destructor, let's say that. So now, I used to be one to act on impulse. What prison has taught me is that there is no wins when you act loud. And there is consequences. And there are consequences that I don't like. I have changed my ways in a sense that I try to think before I react. And I try to lead by example. You know?
So that's something there, because you know when you start to change, when you change from somebody, from something that you was used to, or whatever the case may be, sometimes other people aren't, they don't approve of it, or they might not like it. You feel like anybody's changed, like friends, family, anybody changed towards you?
That's a good question. And I'm glad you brought it up, because I'm going through that now with a few people. I hear this all the time. Who's this knot? Who are you? Where's the real knot? What is all this you're talking about, God? What is all this? Nobody want to hear that. And these are people that I know. I've been called fake. I've been called that I sell out. I've been told that I'm not real no more. So I said to the person, I said, yo, listen. If a person keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over, and you're looking for a different result, and you're doing the same thing, that's a form of insanity. I said, if over 20, 25 years, you're still doing the same thing that you did when you was young, what do you call a person like that? And I told those people, I said, look, man, I have a responsibility now. I wasn't here for my children, but I'm here for my grandchildren. Anything I do now, it's about generation wealth, and it's about my grandkids, not about me. My life don't matter no more. And I try to tell people that anything you want to ask, any questions, ask me. Because I've experienced a lot, but I'm still learning.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I can't change those people. I can't change their minds, but I can change who I deal with. And right now I'm on a righteous path. Whether who want to believe it or not, I don't care.
Absolutely.
Because guess what? When those left me, I have family members. I got a family member that's over $1 billion hedge fund. I'm not going to put his name out there. He don't talk to me. He's my first cousin. I have other cousins, family members that don't talk to me because, oh, he went to prison. You see, prison in my family, in my culture, it's not something to glamorize. And that's why I don't understand why people glamorize it. There's nothing slick, proud, or pretty about going to prison. It tries to take your dignity. You have officers in there that try to demeanor you, insult you, strip search you at their random will. They have that power to try to degrade you. But one thing I thank God Almighty for, when everybody else left, he didn't left. And under Psalms 23, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me, that rather than they stop, they comfort me. Those were the verses that I spoke when I walked out of prison, when I walked out of my cell. So with that, for those that is upset, I ain't worried about you, because you wasn't there when I was locked down, and now you want to be here. Nah, homie, do you. I'm going to do me. I'm about family first, and I'm about generation wealth and protecting my family. Everything else is irrelevant.
Yeah, we have it. Michael Knott Palmer. You can follow him on Instagram, k.n.o.t_7. This video will be on YouTube, TikTok, all platforms. Thank you.